Boom. What is going on, everybody? Was it Wednesday? Happy Wednesday to you all, and welcome to another live beer review. Today we're going to be taking a look at, they're not really a new brewery to me, but this is going to be my first beer actually reviewing from these guys, and I'm excited. Plus, I'm in the mood for a nice kind of smoothie sour this afternoon, and that's exactly what we're going to drink with this one from Imagination Brewing Co. over in, I know they're in Montana, where it's the actual location. Hold on. Old place. They're out of Montana, that's all I know. They are in Missoula, Montana. So I apologize if I'm not saying this right, but this is the Transrational smoothie, double fruited smoothie style sour ale, which comes in at a 7% ABV, and they have like two different styles. This one, which the one I have in my possession right now, is the mango guava tangerine version, which their other version is actually, raspberry, blueberry, and cranberry. So this one's more of a tropical style, and what the cool thing they talk about whenever they brew these ones is there's 35 pounds per barrel of mango, guava, and tangerine in it. So I'm expecting this to be very tropical, very fruity, very thick and heavy on the mouthfeel. Maybe having some kind of a little bit of a guava funk in there, along with like a nice tartness from the tangerine. But I'm excited because I haven't had many beers from this brewery, and this can art looks pretty legit. I don't know, it's kind of crazy looking, which kind of caught my attention from it. But without further ado, let's crack this guy open and see what we're looking at here. Let's see what we got on the smell. Oh yeah, definitely getting like mango, guava. Really liking that guava funk. Whenever there's like a smoothie sour that has guava in there, it always brings out some kind of like different like twang in the smell. That just makes it really nice, to be honest. Yeah, it smells like it's gonna be pretty tart. Hopefully most of it's gonna be from that tangerine, which I don't mind at all. Gonna be drinking out of my Deciduous Brewing Company little sour glass I got here. Let's see how this guy pours. Yeah, definitely has some nice color to it. Getting not really as thick as I thought it would be right now. Just wait until I start pouring a little bit more. Might get a little bit thicker, but not as bad. Definitely feel like this first, maybe kind of a couple sips in this is going to have some effervescence to it, just because it seems very nicely carbonated. But yeah, it definitely has a really nice color to it. Kind of reminds you of a smoothie. Definitely still a lot of that like guava, tangerine on the nose, maybe a little bit of the mango. I'm expecting there to be maybe a little bit of sweetness to it, but I'm hoping that this has, with all those kind of tropical fruit notes, there's going to be a significant amount of tartness with this one. So without further ado, let's try this one out. So cheers, everybody. Oh yeah, so it's not too tart. Definitely has that like kind of guava twang on there where it kind of gives it that little bite at the end. There's definitely more of like an effervescence a little bit to it, which is really nice. It's very fruity, very tropical, kind of having a little bit of like Berliner Weiss kind of style ending notes where it's kind of you're getting like barley flavors at the end, kind of having that like Weiss style flavor, even though it's probably a sour ale. It might be a Berliner Weiss, but from looking at description, it's described as a fruited sour. Yeah, that's absolutely delicious. It just tastes like tropical fruits in your face. Nice guava kind of funk to it. The mango comes in with at the front with like a nice sweetness. The tangerine adds that little bit of tartness to it. Yeah, it's exactly what I wanted from this one, to be honest. Very, very, I wouldn't say it's very fruity. Definitely nice, pungent tropical flavor. It's not like to the rolls of maybe like a Drecker or kind of thing where it's heavy, thick, smoothie texture, having like a lot of the puree in it. Still, I haven't gotten to the puree part of it, but overall, this is very, very nice. I really like the color of this one, especially I think the color shows up on the camera really, really nice. But yeah, that's delicious. Absolutely delicious. Let's pour a little bit more in there. Yep, it's getting a little bit thicker, but not too much. I would say this is more of like an effervescent kind of smoothie style sour. Doesn't really have any like puree kind of thickness in it. But yeah, Super, super good. And let's see, like I said before, description's pretty simple. 35 pounds per barrel of guava, mango, tangerine. And they add Madagascar vanilla, which is probably helping add that sweetness, along with the moon sugar, aka the lactose, in there to kind of get a creamier kind of consistency a little bit. But overall, yeah, absolutely fantastic. Really, really good. Really refreshing. For tartness, I'd probably give this a tartness scale of maybe a 2. It's not too tart for me at all. So not really anything you have to worry about if you're kind of shallow on the tartness scale. If you don't like things that are too sour, this might be a great introduction for fruited sour to you, I think. It's not too tart, great tropical flavors, and this has that nice guava funk in there to kind of add a little bit of a bite in there as well. Yeah, I think this is a great, if you're looking for an introductory fruited sour, this one's not available right now, but kind of get on the feeling if they come back with this Transrational series, because since I've already done 2, they're probably going to do another one when the season comes back up. I think this would definitely one I would recommend. They sure as hell kind of narrowed down, still bringing in those nice fruit flavors, having that kind of nice effervescence, kind of giving it that more fruitier note. Not maybe you're not getting more of those more fermented sour flavors in this, which is nice. But yeah, really, really good. Really enjoying this one. So let's look and talk about Imagination for a little bit, because they have a kind of a little thing that they do here. So they're the country's first microbrewery and center for community transformation. So they host community events all the time, giving 25% of profits back to the community and all that stuff. They support over 500 organizations, and they have 80 plus new beers every year, which is really, really cool. What they a little slogan they have here is, at Imagination, we've got a center that brings people together, concerned about integrity, honesty, and decency. That's not just the best of Montana, but the best of America, which is the best part of the human spirit. And that was a little bit of a quote from Dr. Cornel West. So, and what else they have to say here? The Imagination Brewing Company transcends how a brewery serves a community by being the first in the country to include a center for community transformation through craft beer and education. And the brewery is a unique model of celebration and dialogue, envisioned to joyfully address the challenges of our time and fuel social change in Missoula, Montana, and beyond. Which I think that is really, really cool. I like seeing breweries kind of take the extra step, instead of just being a brewery, to being involved with their community, being involved with kind of sticking with the times and seeing if there's something that can help out with their local community by being involved with organizations, throwing fundraisers, you name it. I think that's a great thing to be a part of, and that earned a lot of token points for this brewery in my book, because I just love community involvement when it comes to breweries. It's a really cool thing. So looking at Imagination Brewing's website right now, doesn't look like they had this one available. I know they said this one was released around 6 months, maybe plus ago, which that's fine. This has been in my fridge for that long, and it still tastes fantastic. But they definitely have some other stuff here that looks really good, that if you're interested in going over to the brewery, if you're in the area, they have a bunch of different options there for you. They got a nice kind of New England style IPA coming in at 5.5%, which looks good. They got a fruited goes out there. It's just a little bit over a 5.5. Another New England style pale ale. So yeah, a lot of their stuff that they have available at the brewery right now, you're not really going to get too high of an ABV off of. I think the highest that I saw from here is a 5.7. So a lot of the stuff that they have available right now are in those kind of 5.5, maybe a little bit lower. They have a little kind of things. I wish they kind of showed a little bit more of maybe a higher ABV, playing around with the double IPAs and all that stuff, or maybe making a stout, because I love when breweries make stouts during the summer, because stout drinking season is always year round for me. And yeah, really, really cool website. Really, really cool. If you're interested in looking more on Imagination's website, link is down in the description for you guys, for you to take a look. But yeah, I think this is absolutely delicious. Really loving the tropical flavor of this one. So let's start thinking about what we're going to do for ratings on this. Yeah. Actually, the deeper I get into the can, the sweeter it's actually getting, because it's not really turning into like that like more smoothie texture of it being creamy. There's still a good amount of effervescence, but I feel like a lot of those sweeter kind of maybe a little bit less filtered parts of the beer were sitting at the bottom. So now that I'm getting that towards the top and drinking it, definitely more like that sweet mango is coming out a bit more. Still getting that heavy guava funk in there that just gives it that bite. Still has a very, very strong effervescence, has like a bubbly mouthfeel. Yeah, absolutely delicious. Really, really big fan. So let's start thinking about what we're going to do for ratings here. But before we do that, actually, let's look and see what Untapped has to say about this guy, because I'm curious. So, looking at the Transrational, the Mango Guava Tangerine, 7% ABV, like I said before, and with over only 75 ratings. So this was a smaller release that they did, and with just 75 ratings, this was an average rating of 4.06 out of 5, which is pretty damn good. I would say so myself. So let's see what people had to say. So this person gave it a 3.5. Let's see. This guy purchased it off Savor like I did. Gave it a 3.75. Purchase at the Hop Lounge for this next person, which is a little location, a beer bar in Bozeman, Montana. Didn't give it a rating. They just checked it in. This guy gave it a 4 out of 5. Purchase off Savor. Another 4 out of 5 purchases. Let's see. What else? 3.75 saying Mango Guava Tangerine is ripe but all equal in flavor. Overall smooth and just a bit of a zip. I definitely agree. There's that zip in there, which I think is the most predominant thing from the guava. It always brings like that extra little twang to it. So yeah, overall pretty damn good ratings on this. A good amount of check-ins from Tabor, which I think was the main drop for this one as well. So really, really good ratings on this. So let's see. Let's take a look at can art really quick. Yeah, I think the can art's very unique. It has that kind of, I really like the Albert Einstein kind of head kind of open up into like science-y galaxy, his brain, his wings. It's very trippy. This is definitely a trippy can art in my head. There's like a gear kind of lifting his top of his skull up. Has the kind of like outer space kind of black hole kind of thing going in there. So I think that's really cool. Definitely a really, really unique kind of can art, which that's what draws me to these things. And of course they have their slogan on the side is "We are because of each other," which is a great slogan for a brewery to have. But other than that, yeah, very, very cool can art. I'm going to give this probably a nice solid 4 out of 5. I think that's really cool. Definitely unique in that sense of everything. Kind of like how they have like Albert Einstein looking like he was like drawn on there instead of just like an actual picture of him. It's just, I love the trippiness of this can. So that's really, really cool. So let's see. If I got this in a flight at Imagination Brewing Company. I know it's weird how they make it. It's, you just want to say Imagination, but it's Imagination Brewing Company. So if I got this on a flight, would I get another one? Yeah, I probably would. It's very nice. Definitely like the more. I'm enjoying the nice effervescence mouthfeel. It has a nice sweetness to it from the mango and the tangerine, giving that nice little tartness in there, but it's not too much. The guava is definitely adding a little element in there to kind of give it more of a funk. So yeah, very, very nice, very well balanced. A very easy drinker for a 7% for sure. So I would definitely get another one of these. Oh yeah, this would definitely be a very easy drinking one for me. But let's see. What is my final rating on this one going to be? I think I'm going to give this a very, very solid 8 out of 10. I've really enjoyed it. I love the tropical flavors in this. Like I said, the guava adds a nice little kind of added little zing, zap, whatever you want to call it. A little twang inside of the beer. Mango gives a good sweetness. The tangerine kind of adds a little bit of a tartness to it. Overall, really well balanced. Very fruity. Not too like overly sour, which is good. So, yeah, definitely a really, really good one in my book. If this one comes back out, I would highly recommend it. Or just go over to Imagination Brewing Company and try some of the other stuff for yourself. They might have something that catches your attention. You just go on their website, see what they have available, and you can just look from there. But other than that, I think that's what I have for you guys today. So thank you everybody in chat for everybody hanging out. You guys are awesome. Make sure to hit that like button if you haven't already. Also, if you're new to the channel, like you see, make sure to hit that subscribe button along with that notification bell. I'll let you know whenever I go live doing another review. Hold on, I'm going to take another sip. That's good. But other than that, yeah, if you want to see a more social media aspect of what we do over here on the channel, you can always shoot me a friend request on Untapped. A link to my profile is down in the description below. You can see people like me, Ian, Wintucky, Duchess. You can see the Angry Hippie and his wife over there, Sean Typhon. A bunch of us over there. So we like checking in beers, get some badges. It's a fun time. We talk about, shoot the shit all the time. But other than that, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you again, everybody, for hanging out. You guys are awesome. I'm going to say it like I always say before we get out of here. If you're going to drink responsibly. Don't drink and drive. And I'll see you all tomorrow, people. Cheers.